Hey, what's up, y'all? And of course, welcome to another alternative factuals video. I did not expect that Superman video to do as well as it did. It's funny reading the comments. There's a wide range of comments, but that's the internet for you. But anyways, so I want to talk about another, it's not necessarily a theory per se, but something that Black Panther does have when it comes to his abilities and what he's capable of, especially being the king of Wakanda. But ultimately, I just want to talk about something that I never really took the time to think about, and I think a lot of people will kind of agree or even probably start to think about this a little bit differently when it comes to Black Panther's powers. But before I dive into the details of this succulent and juicy video, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe. Leave your comments down below, let me know what you're thinking, let me know what you're feeling, and without further ado, let's kind of just dive into this. Okay, so I was watching the Avatar, I was casually just chilling, watching the Avatar in my room, just vibing, doing what a king does. But ultimately, I kind of just started to think, like, out of nowhere, the Avatar has an avatar state, right? And I think, like, I'm pretty sure the Black Panther has a variation of the avatar state. So I get Googling, typing things in, and when obviously he doesn't have like an avatar state in the sense where he can control 4 elements. However, he does like have this Black Panther state in which it's a part of his abilities. Everyone's already known this, where he's able to draw the power and knowledge and strength as well as experience from every previous Black Panther. So we already know because of the heart-shaped herb it includes superhuman strength, speed, reflexes, agility, stamina, endurance, durability, and as well as enhanced senses. And T'Challa himself has genius level intellect, but also one thing we know about Wakandans in general, because they took the time to invest in their own nation throughout the millennia, we already know that Black Panther, as well as any version of Black Panther or any previous version of Black Panther, they were all intelligent in their own way, shape, and form. That's something we do know. That's a fact that's been written in Marvel Comics, set in stone, and is currently in continuity. So there's no disputing that. But the reason I say Black Panther has like something sort of like an avatar state or the Panther state or the Black Panther state is because I want to focus on that first part, the power to draw upon knowledge, strength, and experience of every previous Black Panther. Now, what does that sound like? That sounds like the avatar state. Able to draw upon the knowledge, the power, and the experience of previous avatars, right? That's kind of the purpose of the avatar state. It's designed to be this state in which they're able to tap into unrivaled power because of multiple lifetimes of experience and power and just tricks and stuff like that they've learned over the course of other Black Panther's lifetimes as well as the Avatar's lifetimes. So that sounds super dope. So I kind of want to talk about this in like, I guess, the Marvel comic standard. Like, what would this mean if we got, like, let's say there was a 6-issue run. Black Panther actually was just like, I never use my power to its full totality. Let me show you what it really means to be a Black Panther. And then he just taps into this state where he's drawing from not only his father, but his grandfather, his great-grandfather, everyone's experience, power, all at the same time, which is entirely plausible and it's entirely possible. And they're all connected through the Panther god Bast. So in reality, he could draw all that power. Man, Black Panther by himself is probably physically, equivalent to like Captain America in terms of strength, but his speed is probably a little bit faster in comic books, even though the MCU probably has you thinking otherwise. So yeah, I think personally his speed is a little better, but ultimately his strength is comparable to Captain America in terms of the range of their strength. He's not the strongest person in Marvel comics, but ultimately he is, he's relatively strong. He's definitely peak levels of human strength. He has crazy amounts of stamina, endurance, durability, as well as he does have considerable knowledge by himself, and he does have a considerable amount of experience by himself as well. So imagine if you compile, and remember, the Black Panther has existed since 1 million BC, and that story is actually taking place on Earth 616, and that was something that was being written. I think it's already completed. I think it was a 12-issue run or something like that, but that was something that actually existed. The first Black Panther knew Odin. So 1 million BC all the way until modern Earth 616 Black Panther. That is quite a lot of experience to pull from. That's more experience, I believe, than even the Avatar in a lot of ways. He had a lot of lifetimes, don't get me wrong, but according to the time frame in which Black Panther came into this time frame of 616 universe, and then the current Black Panther, I think he does exceed more lifetimes, even though they don't reincarnate, but in terms of them being able to access each other. So that was out of control. So this is what I kind of want to talk about. So 6-issue run, Black Panther, full power. Everything, every experience, every ability, every piece of knowledge, every trick in the book that has ever been used by any Black Panther who has ever lived since the beginning of time, since the very first Black Panther, who we have no idea what his name is yet. So can you imagine what that would look like? The totality of the Panther, the Black Panther state, into a singular being for the first time in Marvel Comics. That would be one of the most glorious things I don't know, like probably the best thing I would have ever seen in my entire life. Because at this point too, Black Panther has the ability to talk and resurrect and, you know, kind of control the dead. So in a lot of ways, in that power would only augment everything about him physically. He would be the most intelligent person who ever lived. He would be the most experienced person who ever lived. He would be physically probably among the most powerful person who's ever lived physically, simply because he's drawing upon years and years and years and years of Panther strength. If each of them can, let's say, lift about a ton, which is actually within their range of like top peak physicality, and I'm not saying lift it casually, I mean like that's just their absolute max struggling, then imagine compiling all that strength into T'Challa for however long of an extended period, or whatever the case may be. Even if it's like for 5 minutes, compiling all that power, physically he'll be combating people in the Marvel universe, such as the Hulk, for example. I'm not saying like every version of the Hulk, because we know there's more versions of the Hulk that is extremely powerful, but ultimately his physicality would be enhanced to such a degree he can step in the ring with heavy hitters like that. His knowledge would be off the charts. So instead of him being just definitely top 5 most intelligent person, he would be number 1, just simply by the fact that he can draw upon the knowledge and the experience of every single Black Panther who's ever lived. And I know some people are going to make the argument that there's no way that he can do that, simply because, one, the Black Panthers previous to him knew knowledge about different time periods. But one thing about science is you're using old information and you innovate to create new things. That is the foundation in which science is created. A lot of the things that we have nowadays are just concepts that might have been maybe, you know, introduced back in the day or explored partially, but never really fully dove into. But then we get to, you know, 2020, and then we have cell phones, for example. Cell phones came into, you know, into flourishing simply because someone thought like, hey, maybe if we can take a house phone and make it portable, that'll be a thing. But at the time we didn't have the technology for it. But someone later on took that concept, innovated it, and then guess what? Now we have cell phones. Now we got iPhones. You know, now we have all these things. So someone's gonna make that argument, and I know no matter what I say, they're gonna continue to make that argument. But he can possibly be the most intelligent person to walk the face of the earth with the compiled knowledge of himself and every single Black Panther, and as well as we would get a lot more history about vibranium and how powerful and what it's capable of. We'll probably get a lot more history about Wakanda and its relevance in the Marvel universe, and the reason why just this nation is just a powerhouse among the planet Earth. So this Panther state is literally something I need to see from Marvel Comics. I think it's something a lot of people need to take in consideration, that this is something that it's not like a far-fetched idea. It's not something that you know, that can't be done, or something that is just randomly out of the blue. This is taking the concept of him being able to tap into the abilities of Black Panthers before him, and then we're going to compile it, like literally him being able to tap into all of them at the same time, which I think is entirely possible, and I think within the range of his abilities, as well as he already technically has the power. He just hasn't used it to its full capabilities, and I don't think any Black Panther has, until, you know, let's say they decide to write it so T'Challa would. So that would be super dope. So let me know what you think about this concept. This is something I just thought about, something that kind of crossed my mind. If Black Panther had an avatar state, that would be super dope. I might make the title that as well. But let me know what you think about this, because it's entirely possible. But if you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're feeling. Let me know all that stuff. And I hope to see you later on. Peace out.